Okay, it's 7:55, December 26th. I'm on my way home from the Shoprite. I decided I'll film. See all this stuff? It's the down from my jacket that comes out because my jacket has tears in it. Yeah. So basically, I'm turning it back on because being as psychic as I am, I'm getting the message that, considering what I was saying before, that Kim Jones is just like a low-level flunky agitator, hired help, flunky agitator, who's expert at being irritating and annoying. That's why she's the spokesman. But there are bigger fish to fry, because as far as the food chain goes, she's on the bottom. We don't care about her. So that's basically the message I'm getting. So I don't see, and this is what I said all along, I don't see why I should care so much about. Oh, look at that shit. So I'll just film until I get home or the battery goes off, whichever comes first. Anyway. So I can film with her. So I didn't buy that much, basically because, you know, I can come back. I didn't spend all my money, even all the money I have. So, see that? See this here? This is Kim Jones' house. I saw Kim Jones proxy going in this house. See that? She's cueing me to show my toilet paper. Yeah. That's what it is. It's like, yeah. Read my mind. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's a stupid shit. I tell you, the whole phenomenon of cyberbullying is, yeah, crap. It ruins the society, you know. I always thought to myself, I thought, lucky they didn't have this shit when I was a kid. I would never survive it. Well, now that I'm nearly 60 years old, I'm getting it anyway. So, but it's, yeah, brings down the whole quality of life. Couple thousand pegs or two, I think. So now you hear the birds chirping, then you get, oh, it's a cute little game. We're just funning back and forth. Harmless little needling. Yeah, well, it's not harmless. It's needling and worse. Harmless? No. Oh yeah. Speaking of disasters, yeah. The whole concept of, yeah. 9/11 as a false flag attack. You know, when I was in Metropolitan Hospital. I was in from sometime in July 17th, 18th. I got out September 11th, 2005. On that day, the brothers and sisters of the victims were appointed to read the names of their loved ones. They do that in New York, but have been doing it like every year. The brothers and sisters. My brother and sister-in-law were the ones who came to pick me up that day. The day that the doctor, Dr. Westerfield, my psychiatrist, told me I was going home. You can go home. Guess it was the day before. Yeah, was it the same day? I don't remember. Anyway, on that day, the next day I believe it was, yeah. I'm crying out loud now, his name. Justice Rehnquist died. William Rehnquist. And I saw an odd thing on the news that I never could find. Later on, when I tried to look it up on the computer, they showed a video of Justice Rehnquist saying something like, well, television, some remark about television and its effects on you that you can find it hard to distinguish reality from fantasy. Something like that. Something to that effect. I never did find it again. I mean, there are all kinds of odd things. BS crap on my computer. Like when I was trying to look up Supreme Court justices. I guess it was him when he was, the time he served in that position. And I got some BS about Supreme Court justices going back to the 1700s. This is supposedly, what was it, Wikipedia? I don't know, something. But it was some BS. There's a photo of the guy supposedly taken on top of the World Trade Center with the plane right behind him about to hit the building. Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously anybody can take a photo, but, Oh, okay. Okay, nothing much to that one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'll think about it. I'll probably have more to say about it later. Okay. How about this? There's, of course, I think Bush, where was he, in Florida? Reading a story to some kids in a classroom. And, who came in to tell him? It was, Andy Card. Came in to tell him, whispered in his ear. Yeah, look at that footage. He doesn't look too distressed. Then he went flying around the country. Brave guy that he is. And 2005, when I went to New York on a whim in the middle of the night. That's how I ended up in the hospital. 2 months. Right before that, days preceding that, I saw Laura Bush being interviewed by Michael Kay of Yes Network. Well, I never found that again either. Never found it again. Never found it. Right before that night, actually the night that I left, and I left at midnight to drive up to New York. When I left, the night I left, I've been watching the Yes Network. Tim Russert interviewing various sports at the Yogi Berra Museum. Various sports people. So yeah, isn't Yogi a great guy? Or Yogi, isn't he great? You know, whatever. Oh, here comes somebody. So I guess that's a better one. Yeah, right, that's right. And it's almost like, you know, I feel like the TV's talking to me sometimes. It's like that. Secretive meaning that sort of like has some personal connotation for you, but how could it? Because it's a TV, right? So, but oh, and then of course, yeah, Tim Russert. When Tim Russert passed away, I saw it on the front page of the New York Post. It was 2000 and after I had gotten out of the hospital, and I don't know how long I had been out, a year, a couple of years, but saw it on the front page of the New York Post. Had been exercising on a treadmill or something. I went to work. Was doing some voiceovers and he collapsed or something like that. For Meet the Press. Anyway. And the Yogi Berra Museum is in Montclair, New Jersey. And Yogi Berra's wife, I forget her name, I believe she died earlier this year. Oh yeah, and after I got out of the hospital, I saw Tim Russert, another interview, interviewing Joe Torre, who at that time was the manager of the Yankees, and I had a little incident where I wandering around Manhattan and I couldn't find a bathroom, so I urinated in a park. Public park, yeah. And In this interview, Tim Russell is talking to Joe Torre, and Joe Torre leans over and he says, I have to go to the bathroom. Like he's whispering, but he wasn't whispering.